Yo, greetings, Mickey. I cannot stop trading yet. I wanted to record a video about my Ancestral Commander Warcry Corpse Explode character, which uses Unearth to generate corpses and explode them automatically with all the good stuff. And yeah, I'm making bank with my Atlas strategy at the moment. Nothing too fancy, but let's talk about that one at the end. Let's make a little showcase and talk about the gear and gems and all the good stuff. I'm currently rocking a 4-link here with my Unearth. I could even change one color, like I don't need Spell Echo. Like 3-link is already enough. But let's go over the gameplay. I'm running in my maps currently shrines and destructive play for many bosses. That's the plan, and that's almost it. Delirium is pretty much on every map, and Ritual as well for extra monsters, for extra gold. So I basically want to rush the boss, more or less. I go for some ore here as well. A few side activities, of course, but I skipped something like Alva here. Just kill a few things on the way, explode stuff, get some shrines, run to the boss, make destructive play stuff, like in the silo map. Oh, cannot even see the bubble here properly. In the silo map you basically don't have to kill the boss with the phasing in there, just ignore it. Get the maiden influence, kill the 1 to 3 extra bosses and you'll be fine. And that's it. And get the loot. And the loot are mats, idols, fixlings. Seems like all the good stuff. And yeah, I just sell it. Slap every idol into some sale tab, like I start with 25 chaos, and after a few hours I take all the idols, slap it in a 16 chaos or something like that, go down to 10 and 5, and yeah, see what sells. And yeah, that's making a decent amount of money the last few hours I played with it. It's pretty nice. Earlier I used other strategies. So yeah, that's basically the gameplay. I just cast Unearth once in a pack. The cast time is so quickly, you don't even notice it. It's so great. It's so awesome. Let's take the shrine here. Okay. In this case, I run an Elder Guardian map, so we will see some Elder Guardian on it. I killed Shaper on it, and I will go for Maven soon after my level up, because I suck at the memory game. I will most likely die in the memory game. I don't want to lose XP on level 94 here. That's something I don't want. Currently I'm leveling up some Unearth to... yeah, I don't have the balls to buy this one, the 2020. So I wait a little bit for that. And in some occasions I use Red Banner as well, just to have the life on block. I'm block capped already. Before that it helped with my block, of course. But now I mainly use it for life gain on hit. Like, it's a decent amount. So yeah, we go for that. But I will, if I have a recovery on block shield, I will go for the Red Banner, I think. No, Red Banner is this one. The other one for spell suppression and movement speed. That's kinda nice. So yeah, I can phase tank a good amount of stuff. Depends of course on the map mod. There are some map mods that are pretty dangerous, like with the charge stacking build. Something that removes their charges is pretty dangerous. Who would have guessed that one? Yeah, let's loot the idols. Idols are pretty nice. We get some maps. I can run the maps. I can sell the maps. You can sell the idols, use the idols, whatever you want. That's basically how it plays. So let's talk about the skills and all the good stuff. I got temporary chains on hit on my gloves here. I will upgrade those over time, but yeah, there's another one. I will upgrade them over time, but at the moment that's what I got. I use temp chains only, basically, self-cast, because I got some... Where is it? I think here. Balance of Terror with action speed cannot be modified if you've cast temp chains in the past 10 seconds. So if there's something like Chill Ground or Elder with the Elder Grab, etc., annoying stuff like that, I just cast temp chain from time to time, and I'm basically immune to it. And the important stuff is Wither on hit. If you've cast Despair in the past 10 seconds, that doesn't matter while mapping. You don't need this Wither on normal monsters. But oh, nice, 3 divines. Okay. You don't need Wither in that case, but for single target I just cast Spare once, pretty quick with my Hammer Onslaught and all the good stuff. It's not in the hideout, but in other areas. Let's go into something else, the coast. There's stuff happening at least. So I'm having Hammer Onslaught, my Vela is generating all the time, and it's full. I can place my banner. Banner AoE is pretty decent, and I run out and I instantly generate Vela again automatically. So that's kind of nice. So Despair is a button I rarely use, only on high single target damage scenarios. For mapping I got Witchfire Brew here, that's doing most of the stuff, and over time I will transition into Temporal Chains, Despair and Enfeeble Gloves if I can. Like, I want all 3 on hit, but I still would use Despair and Temp Chains when I need. For the Wither, I mean, it's like 10 corpses explode, that's instantly 10 Withers, plus a hit of Unearth on top of that. You basically instantly cap Wither on the enemy. That's kind of nice with that jewel. Enduring Cry is a thing I only use in boss fights at the start, if I haven't had any option to generate them before. Like, for example, Maven, you start with no charges and all the good stuff, like the minimum one. I would use Enduring Cry then. Or if I take a lot of damage, it's at least 8% life regen. It's 2% per power. Bosses are 5 power, so that's 8% life regen. So that's nice. Besides that, I permanently have my charges up, like all of them. Not in this case, but if I'm close to enemies, my Warcry will generate the charges here, like all the time. And on bosses, you never run out. Like, I got the increased charge duration. Like, you never run out. You've got like, what's the chance? 100% or something? In this one. 5% per power, we got 20 power, that's 100% chance to grant an Endurance, Frenzy or Power Charge if we are near a unique enemy. So that's up all the time, and while mapping it's up all the time. So we generate all 3 charges, we don't care about power charges, but we got it with that one. And Enduring Cry is just when I want the life regen or want instantly my endurance charges up, like at the start of a map or boss fight, because it's a lot of defense having 8 endurance charges versus 1. So Frostblink is there just to have another movement skill. I mean, you can charge and Frostblink in a row, that's kind of nice. So that's working out. You can use Flame Dash as well, but Frostblink is instant, that's kind of sweet. We got the Chill Ground on top of it. Yeah, I toyed around with that one. And that's basically it in terms of gems. We got Unearth here. We pop the corpses. The AoE is pretty decent. I mean, the corpse explosion AoE, like that's the radius basically. It's fine. And we can in between even use our self-cast and Green Cry to have some extra triggers if we really want. So that's a nice thing. So those are the skills. The Flask, just a Quicksilver Witchfire Brew, Jade Flask, Granite Flask. Yeah, use when charges are full, with gain charges when hit. They are not optimized. This one is basically used when this one is used, so yeah, that's kind of doing basically the same thing with the same amount of charges. That's kind of nice. In terms of gear, I got my Obliteration Wand with increased area of effect, max roll. That's kind of nice for 1 divine. Earlier I just used the normal one, so I got some AoE in here. Cospley's Will, very important thing. I got +2 levels of AoE gems. That's like a single corrupted one, so that's giving levels to Unearth here. So I got +5 levels on Unearth, thanks to Replica Dragon Fang's Flight as well. That was like steal. I got one for 10 chaos, like this one, and it was the only one I saw, so I snapped it instantly. A very nice thing. I got a cheap corruption on it, with damage over time multiplier, chaos rest, and increased damage with poison. It's rather cheap. Later on, I will either go for endurance. I mean, that's something I could already use, but I want Whispers of Doom. But that's not really needed until the point where I have Enfeeble on hit, for example. That's what I want: Despair, Enfeeble, Temp Chains on hit, all 3 curses. We gain +1 curse on Cospley's Will as well, and the poison stuff. The helmet here, got this one with 10% explode for like on day 1 for 50 chaos or something like that. I don't know. It wasn't very common. Ming's Heart here. Basically, a good amount of stuff that I've planned. This one is pretty nice with the total mana cost craft, and I got a suffix on top of it for free. I need an Exalt and slam it, basically. And some rarity on top of it. Like it's a nice ring. The shield, pretty standard. I just got a decent amount of block on it. And life, a little bit of resist, but I'm overcapped with the lightning resist anyway, so that doesn't do much. But it got a decent amount of life and block, and with everything up, I got 68 block and 65 spell block. I'm overcapped with block to gain some spell block as well. So if I have to use a shield with lower block, I still have my Megalomaniac here, which has like 6% chance to block on top of it, which I could use to compensate a little bit to have my spell block up. So yeah, that's another thing. Boots, I found those in my campaign, like pretty random. I need to upgrade them the same as my belt. Like it's really bad, has like 3 mods and that's it. But that's something I dropped and equipped, and that's it. Nothing too fancy. For gems, I used Despair, Temp Chains, and Life Tap. I changed a little bit of stuff in the past days from what I've planned. I thought, hey, I used different heralds and got different reservations than I've planned, like with the reservation helmet. I adjusted a little bit. A few things I don't really need it, like Plague Barrier is in some maps kind of nice, in some I never use it. Like I dropped it for the moment. I might include it later again. So I got a few things with Life Tap, like Temp Chains and Despair here. We got Frostblink, Shield Charge, Faster Attacks, and Life Tap, so we never run out of mana. It's not that important. Like it's 3 mana, the Shield Charge. We can sustain it. But if you spam too much, you don't Warcry. That's the issue. If you have too few mana. If you have more reduced, increased reservation efficiency, I wouldn't even need it. But that's the thing for the moment. We got Molten Shell, cast when damage taken, Moderation, and Flesh and Stone here. Flesh and Stone doesn't do anything with the support. That's why it's in here. Yeah, Flesh and Stone is pretty nice in Sand Stance. You take less damage from enemies in the aura. That's the thing. We are mostly in melee range anyway, for bosses especially. In packs I jump in. It's doing a lot of work. Less damage dealt by enemies with Enfeeble and this one, or Malediction, all the good stuff. increases the value of your armor as well. The incoming hits are smaller, so your armor is better, and all the good stuff. It's pretty nice to have, I would say. And here we got the Dread Banner, Herald of Ash, and Herald of Purity. Like I said, Dread Banner is a thing. You can change it for the spell suppression one and movement speed thing. It's nice as well, but I don't have life on block, and this one I just pop it for the life on block. Like with all the aura effect, it's like, I don't know, 200 life per block. I think without aura effect it's like 7-8 times the value from what we see here. So yeah, that's the main reason I use it at the moment for the life on block. But before that it was useful as well, very useful. That's something you can use if you're in a boss fight, of course, or something like, what's the name, a ritual, for example. The circle is so big, it's a wall ritual. Like, you have the buff all the time, or an ultimatum, something like that. It's so useful, especially since it's automatically generated. Here we got some single Enduring Cry. The mana cost is low enough, so we can cast it. It's 10 mana. Yeah. Infernal Cry, Auto Exertion, General's Cry. So that's the thing, I added another Warcry to my Auto Exertion. You don't need it, but I kinda like it. Because you have sometimes double Warcry, sometimes Warcry, the other Warcry, then the Warcry, and if we spam the Corpse Explosion, you see the rate can be, yeah, it's an extra explosion in between. That's the main reason. I think that's the biggest DPS thing I could have added. The thing is, you can only use basically 2, because 8 seconds cooldown, 3 second cooldown, that's different. If you use the other Warcries, all of them except General's Cry have 8 second cooldown, they would always trigger at the same time. Like, that's pretty useless for what we want. Like, we can only explode the corpses once and not like 8 times, whatever. It's not possible. So just 2 Warcries and Auto Exertion. So that's something I changed. Male Volans, I thought about using it. I might use it in the future again, but I don't want to drop anything. Like, Herald of Ash is very nice for clear. It helps a lot with obliterations, explosions. You got a lot of overkill. Like, the poison stuff doesn't do overkill, but the explosions can overkill. That's very nice, and we got some extra burn. Herald of Purity, I would drop that one, but Flesh and Stone, I really want to keep that one as well. It's really nice. So yeah, not sure about that one. For the passive tree, I don't have any cooldown recovery tattoos at the moment, just some increased fist damage. Like, I'm working on it. They're like 5 chaos, because cooldown recovery for Warcry skills barely exists at the moment. That's something I have to wait a little bit to upgrade. Yeah, that takes a while. We got the removed all damaging elements when we Warcry. I'm immune to corrupting blood. Bleed is removed with this one. Ignite is removed with one. And poison as well, so I'm basically immune to those. They're basically instantly removed. That's kind of nice. They're not immune, but they don't do much. Like, we remove them with each Warcry. Then we got the Banner Mastery here with Wailer when you Warcry. That's automatically happening. We got some extra explosion if we place the banner, that's kinda nice. And the AoE. It's optional, if you don't want to use banner, you save 4 skill points here. Why not? The block stuff, Supreme Ostentation, so we don't care about attributes. Earlier I used these 2 nodes, I used this one here, Versatility, and these nodes to get enough attributes to even use Obliteration and Cosprey's Will. They need a lot of attributes, so getting this saves a few points and frees up gearing thing, and we can add tattoos and all the good stuff. And yeah, for my cluster jewels I got some Master Fundamentals, Battle Hardened here. Yeah, physical damage, chaos damage over time multi, increased life, that's what we want. This one, I want to replace it as well, but that's kind of fine at the moment. Got this one here with Flow of Life and Circling Oblivion. Next skill point will go into this. And here are my Warcry clusters with Warning Call for armor, and this one lead by example for Perma Onslaught with the Balance of Terror here. And this one is a Megalomaniac. I still want to upgrade it with renodes that do something for me. But in the end, it was cheaper to get this one on a Megalomaniac than on a medium cluster jewel. Since other Warcry things don't do much for us. Besides the ones we already use, and stacking them doesn't do anything for us. Because the armor is capped and onslaught, well, you can only have one onslaught. And mob mentality here, yeah. Go for Megalomaniac, I would say. With two other useful things, I cannot really use it. So, yeah, that's the thing. For the rest of the points, the next levels, I got something to fill, like a good Megalomaniac, 2 points. I got this one here. I can put 2 points into this one here. Or into life or something, like I got 2 6-person node here. That's fine as well. There are some options. So yeah, that's the character at the moment. I kinda like it. I really like it. The playstyle. It feels good. The damage is ramping up. I can kill pinnacle content already without min-maxing too much. And yeah, it's working out. I think about playing another character in the meantime until there are some tattoos on the market, but I'm not sure. I think I take the yeah, the point where I am at the moment, level 94, almost 95, that can farm endgame content and farm it more and make currency. Like, I think I go this route. That's it about the build update. The first one with gameplay and all the good stuff. Yeah, it works very nice. Once I finished the character or got more to say about it, big changes, I will update you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.